Afternoon, Chris. As
Afternoon.
you reflect on Wednesday night, is it certainly a case of it being a point gained and possibly one that will be important come the end of the season?
Definitely. Having watched the game back, it wasn't too dissimilar to I thought. And yeah, I thought we were trying to do all the right things. We weren't at our absolute best, but to get a point away from home in a game like that, I think it bodes really well, especially being down in the game. So it's definitely a point gained, no doubt about it.
It was probably a game of two halves as well. We didn't quite have that intensity in the first period, but the longer the game went on, you felt like there would be chances for us to get back into that one.
Yeah, definitely. I think looking back at it, my analysis shows me that the first 15 minutes we were off it and we conceded a goal, but then we got a good level of control, more than I actually thought, in that end of the first half, without creating any chances, without being quick enough with it. But we had a level of control and we were starting to look a little bit more like us. Again, second half, I thought we were second best for the first 10-15 minutes again, and then we grew in and pushed on and we definitely quickened up towards the end of it, and I like the look of us. So yeah, it was a bit of an ebb and a flow to the game basically. So for us to go and get something out of it, score a good goal, we had a couple of chances. We could have actually got 3 points, but as you say, if you can't win it, make sure you don't lose it.
Particularly in the Championship, you see a lot of games that are 1-0 for long periods and the other team can come back into it. Can you lean on those experiences and maybe in games where we're not at our best, just stay in there because there will be chances?
Yeah, definitely. We've had a lot of games this season where we've been pretty good and got nothing from it, and well in the game. So over a 46 game season, you're not going to be at your vintage best every single game, but what's important, there was enough there. We weren't outplayed. Let's be clear on that. We weren't outplayed by a better team. I thought if anyone looked the better team, it was us. So, and that's away at a really strong Championship team. So there's a lot there to be positive about. But if you're not at your vintage best, it's important that you've got that belief that you can stay in a game. And if you are 1-0, that old adage, don't concede the second goal, and the game's always alive. We didn't, so we stayed in there. And I think if we are in that situation again, which, as all teams we will be, it's important that we draw on that experience to know that we can stay resolute, stay strong, and we know we can get a chance, not just from beautiful football, but from a set piece, and that gives confidence because you've always got a chance of a set piece.
Is that like another point about the evolution of this team as well, the fact that they've stayed in there, they've got a point away from home, particularly when our away form hasn't been quite as good as the home form? Definitely.
I think it's another step forward, and we've seemed to have turned a bit of a corner since, I'd go back as far as the international break post Wrexham, and we've been a bit of a different animal since then. I think we've started okay, competitive, but we've been a different team since then, and our performances, our numbers, our return of points would suggest that as well. So but yeah, we've found, like all teams do, it's hard away from home. But if you can go and get a point, it was a local derby last night as well, obviously, an extra edge to that. So if you can go and get points away from home and be strong at home, then you've got a good chance.
Is it possibly the biggest challenge now to replicate our really good home form and turn that into more points on the road? And is that another evolution of this side, the fact that we started the season competitive in the Championship, the home form has been good? Probably the last little bit of the jigsaw is that away form now.
Yeah, definitely. We need to. I mean, at the end of the day, it's where the points come, home or away, doesn't really matter. It's what you end up with. Where obviously there's a disparity there because we have been exceptional at home. I think we've only lost one league game in the league since I've been here at home. So we've been really, really strong. It's become a bit of a fortress for us. So we need to. I would much prefer that. So that, there's some teams that struggle to play in their home stadium and they don't quite find their rhythm. We need to keep that, and that's a real big bonus for us, a positive for us. So, and yes, we need to keep being strong away from home, keep picking up points and building our return from away games, no doubt about it. And we can definitely do that. We've seen that the Middlesbrough match, that was very tight. I thought if anyone was the better team in the Middlesbrough match, it was us. Last night, very, very tight. We've got something from it. So they're two good templates of what you need to do away from home. We can't expect to go away from home and do what we do at home, and we've won 4-0 3 times in a row or 4-1 in one of them. That's very unusual. So you're going to have to grind it out and deal with a bit of adversity.
And is it a case of just keep reminding the players what they have done so well at home and trying to use that when we go away from home?
Most definitely. I think that's when we're at our best. We've got a very clear identity. I think anyone that sees us as they say, you could take all the badges off and the numbers off, and you'd recognise that's a Birmingham City team by the way we play the game, and that's a strength of ours. We have this very clear identity, and we're at our best when we're on the front foot, we're aggressive, we're putting pressure on the opposition, we've got intensity about us, and sometimes away from home there can be an element of being a little bit more passive and you take a step back when you should take a step forward. That's the sort of a mindset that we are looking to address and make sure that we have a bit more of that away from home, and that will get us the better results.
You can certainly draw a lot from that second half on Wednesday. The ball was moved a lot quicker in that second period, and it was we saw the chances then that were opened up, particularly in that sort of last half an hour especially. Definitely,
I think there was a little phase of play where I could just see we found our sharpness, and I knew we'd grow into that game. I had a feeling before the game we'd be better in the second half. We'd get going, we'd find a bit of a sharpness to us, and we did. We were quicker to the ball. We won more second balls. There was more speed, intensity. We missed a few opportunities to cross, and showing the players today, there was a few scenarios where we had really good conditions in the box and we maybe turned down a cross, or we didn't quite make that next action. So we got into some good areas, I would say, but there was a different intensity to us in that closing period, and that was the pleasing part.
Watford now on Monday night is the next challenge, 1 defeat in 7, I think now under Javi Gracia. Another tough test, but the fact that we are on home soil, we can take a lot of confidence from the last 3 games especially.
Yeah, definitely. Watford have got a lot of good players. I think they always do. The managers tend to change fairly quickly, but the team is always good. Every season you see them, they usually have pace and quality, wide players, always good, strong midfield players. They always do have that, and they're a really good team at this level. I've seen them play, obviously, and a manager that has done well there before has maybe got them a little improvement from earlier in the season since he's gone in. So it's going to be a really difficult match, and it's not a case of because we won our last game 4-1 that it's going to be the same. We're going to have to really earn this against this level of opposition.
Just finally, you spoke recently the fact that we're now entering a really busy period. I think it's 8 games now in the next month or so. With that in mind, are we going to have to see some changes to the squad rotation-wise from some games, and also can you lean on the experiences of last season where there was 2 or 3 months where we had a lot of games as well?
Definitely. I mean, this was a crucial time for us. This time last year was when we sort of hit our form and we're at our best period, and it was, for me, the crucial time. December, January was the crucial time last season. What we've got to try and find is an intensity when it is quite draining at times with the amount of games and the volume of games and the weather and everything else. You've got to find still that intensity and energy about you, and we had that last season. We had some big performances, big wins in this time, so naturally there'll be changes to the team. There's always a very important balancing act in terms of team selection, because you want continuity, you want consistency, you want a settled team, but naturally players aren't going to be able to go 3 games a week all the time. They're going to need to either through injury or suspension or fatigue, there will need to be some rotation. So my job and the players' job is to make sure everyone's ready, basically. So whenever called upon, that's why we've got a squad, and it will be the strongest squads that do well during December, January, not the strongest teams.